Hey YouTube, it's Lore Me to Death. It's been a while since I've made an Elden Ring lore video. As I mentioned in my Dragon Age playthrough, I just haven't had much to say in a while. There are a few threads I pull on from time to time in my head, but nothing has come about from these musings that I felt tangible enough to put to script. I tried making a video previously explaining how I understood the Crucible and Empyreans, ideas that came to me thanks to amazing people such as Kate the Kind, Kitetails, and many others, but unfortunately that video was scrapped when I got way too into the weeds and ended up in a swamp. So in order to get out of the swamp, I thought perhaps organizing my thoughts about Elden Ring with the help of other literature and media of the same or similar genre would be helpful. So in this vein, I want to talk a little bit about Elden Ring and his dark materials. I recently finally got around to watching his Dark Materials, and I think it's actually helped me to understand the Marika Radagon and the Migala St. Trina situation. Conceptually, I think Radagon and St. Trina are representative of something similar to the demons of his Dark Materials. In the books and the TV series, demons are souls of people made manifest. This is an oversimplistic way of explaining it, but they are a part of the person, but also apart from the person. Each are two halves of the same whole, the person and the demon, and they can be at odds. Just as a person can be at odds, be torn with, and even hate themselves. In this series, if a character is masculine, the demon is often feminine. And equally, if the character is feminine, the demon is often masculine. The demons are a balancing factor of the whole person. Each person is made of a balance of masculine and feminine elements. This is not dissimilar to what we see in Elden Ring, in my opinion. If Marika is the person, then Radagon is the demon, the soul made manifest. I think Radagon is perhaps Marika's will to mend the broken world. Why do I think this? Well, my personal favorite item in the whole game is the golden sewing needle. The description is as follows. Sewing needle made of gold. Unique item made to alter demigod attire. One of the tools brought by Radagon when he entered into marriage with Rennala, Queen of the Full Moon, and joined the Carian line. So why is this my favorite item? Well, it's small and delicate, not at all a warrior's tool. However, it is sharp. But in the end, it's a tool made to mend and to alter. We see another example of this part of Marika in her hammer. Marika uses the hammer to destroy the Elden Ring, and Radagon uses it to mend it. When Marika says that Radagon has yet to become her, I believe it's because they have been separated since Marika became a god.
O Radagon, leal hound of the Golden Order, thou art yet to become me. Thou art yet to become a god. Let us be shattered, both, mine other self.
Perhaps she had to discard her very soul, her love, empathy, and compassion to become a god and exact vengeance upon the Hornsent. On this point, I am unsure, but I personally am of the belief this is what the quote means. That her soul, Radagon, and herself have been separated since her godhood. The longer they have been separated from one another, the more foreign they are to each other, and the more out of balance they have become. The Radagon icon description states, as the husband of Rennala of Caria, the red-haired Radagon studied sorcery, and as the husband of Queen Marika, he studied incantations. Thus did he aspire to be complete. He is not complete, and even with Marika, his other half, who has now become foreign, he cannot be complete. Perhaps this is why Ratigan's dedication to the Golden Order becomes so staunch. He does not have the balancing force of Marika, who wishes to change and alter. He becomes rigid in his belief and will to keep order, where Marika had wanted to change it. Over time, and without balance, Marika herself becomes a force of destruction rather than just change. And, as stated, Ratigan becomes the rigid status quo. They have become the extreme opposites of each other. This makes me wonder, do you think there is a world where Marika and Ratigan could have reunited and their person come into realignment? Or do you think Marika is far beyond saving? Do you think she was aware of this imbalance herself? Is this why she started the Tarnished quest? I'd like to hear what you think in the comments below. In his Dark Materials, it is uncommon for a demon to stray far from their person. It is painful to do so. Witches in the series undergo a coming-of-age ritual that allows them to separate from their demons at further distances. But still they are connected. If either the person or the demon is damaged enough, they will die. Perhaps the ritual we can read of Miquella performing at each of his crosses is kind of similar to that of the witches in his Dark Materials, and maybe is a process that Marika herself went through. In Miquella's case, I think Saint Trina is the shape of Miquella's soul, just as Ratigan is the shape of Marika's soul, a balancing part of themselves. Saint Trina is a gentle thing that wishes to bring comfort and a gentle peace. But separated from the balancing force of Miquella, she becomes more potent, and the gentle peace becomes an all-consuming eternal sleep. Similarly, Miquella, without the balancing force of his other half, becomes a force of subjugation rather than freedom as he intended. Forced compassion without will is not compassion at all. It's slavery. Perhaps these gods must divest themselves of their very souls, their own will, so they may play vessels to higher powers such as the greater will. Perhaps this is why godhood is a shackle. It shackles the gods, Marika or Miquella, to an outside force, and does so by causing them to abandon parts of themselves. This leads them to be imbalanced, and thus the world also becomes equally imbalanced. I think imbalance would benefit the greater will, or, more rightly said, meteor, as it seems to desire order above all other things and has discarded chaos. But as we've seen, this only leads to suffering. Chaos is a part of the natural order when it's in balance. Without the balancing of the soul, order becomes subjugation, godhood becomes a shackle, and chaos becomes despair. So I know his Dark Materials demons are obviously not a one-to-one comparison, but my mind seems to enjoy the comparison for the sake of mental clarity, so I hoped that yours might too. So let me know what you think. Are Ratigan and Saint Trina similar to the demons of his Dark Materials, or am I totally off base? I don't know if FromSoft and their team have ever seen or heard of his Dark Materials, but even so, I think it's worthwhile to use stories to help us understand other stories. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be making Elden Ring lore videos as the inspiration arises and as I feel capable of putting my scrambled thoughts into structured words. With that being said, I have a lot to say about the Madonna statue in Fair Missoula, so I'm going to try to get those thoughts wrangled at some point and put them into a video. But until then, thank you for watching this one, and I hope you have an excellent day.